Well, welcome back, everybody. I hope you guys are having a phenomenal weekend. Listen, consistency and having techniques that you can kind of revert back to over and over and over again are what's so important. And so you guys know we were talking extensively for periods of time here, talking about the negative divergence in the S&P and why that was so important because it was keeping us from going anywhere for a while. Well, finally it went ahead and pushed through here and did what's called a failed divergence where it went ahead and pushed out. But either way, what we knew was the underlying market was in a rising market. So I said, because of the nature of the negative divergence, I don't want to focus on taking the underlying S&P trades from my perspective. The best way that I felt from a risk perspective to handle it with everything going on and all the chaos in the world around us and everything was to go ahead and focus on underlying instruments. And so you recall the other day, I went ahead and back on Tuesday, I highlighted some different ones using the same strategies I taught you late last year, using the TRP tools, the ITP tools, and regular tools that I teach on a regular basis here in the Wealth 365 summits, like the one coming up here, where I go ahead and I focus on those. And so I actually went ahead and then identified some of these different tools. And this is what's really important for you. So we said that instead of looking at the SPY, because of the fact that it had basically been sitting there for roughly a month until it finally broke out here the other day, that the best way to go ahead and handle this is look at underlying instruments. And we had talked to you at length about the best way to do that. Wealth Finder, from my perspective, inside the Wealth Charts platform. And we identified, in fact, here's the three back to back to back again, right? I mean, I can go take a look at so many different ones, but here's just a great three of those right there back to back. Those were the ones we talked about the other day. So here they are right here again, right? ASML, that's one I talked about also when I was doing the special events, over a month ago. And, well, sure enough, what are the strategies there? What we look to do then is if we're struggling with, if we see a certain type of market in a bullish condition, but the conditions don't allow us for some reason, like a negative divergence or so, to trade that specific instrument, that we trade around it. And that's what we focused on with you explaining was then things like ASML here, right? So ASML had a buy side, it had an uptrend and a blue dot in an uptrend, as you know, is a indication for a buy. It went ahead and actually got all the way up to target 2, as of here on Friday. Then NXPI, this one went ahead and also got up here to target 2, and these are really important things here. So we talked about them days ago, and look at where they are here at this point. And then of course NetEase went and continued on as well. Had the throttling. Again, same thing. Lots of ITP indicators. It too closed up there at highs on Friday. So just reviewing the same exact markets that we reviewed. Let's see if we can go back here to the video on Tuesday. So there they are: ASML, NXPI, NetEase, because we went ahead and talked about them, like AMSL, NetEase here, NXPI. So we went in, we were talking about those several days ago. And look at what happened since then. So it's great to have that focus on consistency, that the tools and strategies that you're looking at have these wonderful opportunities for follow through. And so here we are now, several days later, we can see where these instruments wound up after showing them with you. So the key with all this is then part of what we had done in this was also showed you the IRB and the reverse IRBs, right? In addition to the powerful ITP indicators were firing off like crazy on these markets as well. We also saw our new momentum shift breakout, momentum shift with trend scanner, the IRB breakouts and the reverse IRBs and the with trend IRBs. We're all going ahead and firing off on some of these on different time frames as well. And that's a new feature inside of Wealth Charts for like the annual members. There's this great scanner that's in there. And so we showed you that in conjunction then with, so you got those great signals on top of the ITP signals. So we showed all that to you the other night. And the reason why I'm excitedly showing this to you once again, you guys have seen that like in 2020 over and over and over again, I kind of show you some of these different markets in advance. Then we go back days later and sometimes weeks later and continue to follow them through and see what was kind of happening. Well, here we got a chance to do that again. Despite the chaos in the world around us, the markets are still having a consistency about them using those strategies from TRP, ITP, IRBs and that. And so what's nice is we have this really incredible event. There's a lot of garbage around us. You guys all know that. That's why I like to talk about things in advance. Then you can actually see what kind of happens on the back end. And so what's happened is we've done something really special. The Wealth 365 summits typically have roughly 60 speakers on them. Last January, we did 90 speakers. So we brought a lot of different people. The thought was, let's bring a whole bunch of people and a whole bunch of disciplines to you, from all over the world. No names, big names, people you should hear from, people you might want to hear from, all that kind of things. Well, this time what we did was we tried to go ahead and sit down, look at the scores for the people, and look at our thoughts, the scores from you guys here, and put together really a best of the best show coming up here. So a week from Monday starts an incredible kickoff. It's going to be a little bit different lineup than you guys are used to. Some of those internet marketer types and that won't be on this show. There's going to be some different people that will not be on this show. There's some people that are pretty upset about not being able to be on the show. And then there's some really incredible people you guys need to hear from that are going to be on this show. And so we're pretty excited. So what I'm going to be doing is focusing on some of those different strategies, and some of the same ones that, we combine with, IRBs, reverse IRBs, momentum shifts, stochastics, all those different things, how they work so well with some of the more advanced tools. And now that we've built like scanners to go ahead and identify things like the IRBs, momentum shifts, and everything else, it's even more exciting. So we're going to go ahead and focus on some of those different type strategies and some other ones here that you guys aren't accustomed to seeing. So it's going to be a really, really exciting time. So if you guys go to becomeabettertrader.com/wealth365, becomeabettertrader.com/wealth365, go get yourself registered right now. I'll be speaking at different times throughout the week, and we've got, like I said, a really great cast of people that will be speaking. I've been reluctant this time to actually name names because there's so many of the people. It's kind of like a best of the best show. I'm kind of reluctant to name names because it's like, well, gee, if you mention these 10, what about these 10? They're kind of just as good, right? So it really kind of stinks this time. I normally just call out a handful of the really great names, but this time we got so many great people on there and some surprise guests for you that I'm kind of like, kind of pumped up to do that. So it's going to be a really special event a week from Monday. So right now you can sit tight. There's a lot of junk out there. There's a lot of stuff you guys don't need to see out there. There's a lot of stuff that is just, probably not the best for a lot of people. And what's nice is you can just kind of take a break, take a respite from all that stuff, study some of these different types of tools that we've been talking about. Some of them are absolutely free if you guys understand how to use them inside your charting platforms and stuff like that. And then what's going to happen is a week from Monday through that week, you can come listen to a whole bunch of great speakers and learn a bunch of stuff to prepare yourself for 2021 here. All right. So have a great rest of your weekend here. We'll look forward to seeing you in the live trading room Monday morning and into the week here as we do additional videos and whatnot for you. And of course, a week from Monday here, the all-important best of the best 2021 January Wealth 365 Summit. So have a great night, guys. Get yourself registered there for that, and we'll see you shortly. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.